What's up guys? So it's been a while since I've done a YouTube, and this is a new exercise I want to share with you. So I thought it'd be useful to do a slightly longer YouTube video on it to really take you through the exact details of how to perform it. Now, I've named this video the best exercise or the best new exercise for your rear delts. Reality is, it's probably not new. Someone's done it before. You know, I've programmed these for years, but it's something you're probably not doing right now, and an exercise I really do think you could benefit from. And all it is really is a rear delt fly variation. So I call them supported one arm rear delt flies. You can call them whatever you like. So I'm going to just take you through the basic version of it to start off with. So come follow along. I'll take you through the basic version, and then I'm going to show you some slightly different versions of them to really balloon up those rear delts. So here's the basic version of supported one arm rear delt flies. Now I've set my bench up to about a 45 degree incline, but you can vary that obviously depending on you. And the reason I've got a bench set up is so I can stand behind it to gain a little bit of support. Now, I don't know about you, but when you go onto one arm rear delt fly variations, you tend to feel a little bit unsturdy, a little bit like your core's doing a lot of the work and not a lot of kind of focus through your rear delt. So having a little bit of support just through one arm placed on the back of the bench is a really great way just to maximize the focus of the exercise as a rear delt developer, okay? So the more support we get as well, the more focus, more targeted attention we can get through that area as well. So I've got one arm, and I like to kind of go with a straight arm. You can come in here if you want, so I sometimes like that, but I tend to like a little bit more space, okay? So that's completely up to you. Got a relatively light dumbbell. Now I don't mind with this whether you use like a neutral grip or a hammer grip or a palms down grip, or just slightly angle it and vary the direction that you come out with. But we're gonna stick with that hammer grip, okay? Slight bend in our elbows, and we're gonna try and get all the way out towards the side, really spreading as wide as we possibly can, okay? So all the way out towards the side and back in. As I said, guys, really, really basic. When you look at this, you're like, yeah, this isn't a new exercise. But you show me where else you're seeing this right now, besides the video I probably did about 5 years ago, okay? Now that's how we do the basic variation. Real focus here is on those rear delts. As I said, you can come out to a slightly back angle here if you feel that more, or you can go with a palms down grip and directly out towards the side, which some EMG research does say you get a little bit more rear delts focus by sticking with that palms down grip. But what EMG, what kind of what targeted muscle activation we get doesn't necessarily dictate how good an exercise that is for hypertrophy. So just kind of go with what feels best. I'm going to take you into a different variation now, so come follow along and give this one a shot. So another great way to do these is with a cable. So I've set my cable up to a low point. I've got the same incline bench that I was using before, and I'm kind of perpendicular to the cables, okay? So I'm gonna grab my cable, I'm gonna step myself back, and as I said before, you can either go here if you want to, or you can go here. Just for this, just to show you something different, I'm gonna go here, okay? So my forehead is up against my forearm. With a cable, you get a little bit more tension at the bottom versus with a dumbbell, so it has its benefits there. And all I'm gonna do, same idea again, is really arc as wide as I can, focusing on my rear delts doing the work. And as you can see, the rest of my body is super stiff, super static, not much movement anywhere else. And I can really focus on that one side at a time doing all the work. What you can also do is you can take off that handle, and if you've got one of those like teardrop attachments, you can use those, but they're pretty hard to find, or you can just hold the end like this. And if you want to go with that palms down grip, you can. So that's the cable version. I tend to enjoy doing the cable version a little bit more myself. The only downside to using the cable version is obviously in the setup. So obviously now what I have to do if I want to do the other side is just to turn the bench around and go off the other side. Alternatively, what you can do is do all your sets on one side and then switch and then do all your sets on the other side, okay? Now, I'm going to show you one more variation of these that I really like that you can do with just a bench and a kettlebell. So with a kettlebell, I tend to like them as what I call rear delt swings. So rear delt swings, popularized by the late great John Meadows, obviously where we're providing a lot more momentum in that exercise versus a traditional, more strict rear delt fly. But because of the unique kind of design and leverage factors of the kettlebell, these work really, really well, and especially kind of combined with this supported variation. So I'm going to show you how to do these. I tend to like being a little bit further back with these, again, just to clear a little bit more space with that swing. Now, generating more momentum out of the bottom position means that our muscles are forced to generate force at greater lengths, which basically is really great news if you want to trigger some hypertrophy, because there's a lot of kind of mechanical tension created from getting in that position, all right? So here, and what we're doing, we're generating momentum out the bottom, and it's almost a partial raise, okay? I'm still focusing on my rear delts, but we're using the unique design and leverage factors of that kettlebell, combined with providing some momentum or generating some momentum at the bottom position to really stick it to our rear delts. Now, for those, I tend to prefer kind of 20, even 30 rep sets, so really that higher hypertrophy rep range, but do make sure you're loading these as much as you possibly can. You probably noticed I've only got an 8 kg pink one here. I'm only demoing for you today, but typically I'd probably use something like a 20 kilo version for this, just to really generate as much force as I can in that bottom position and really kind of target my rear delts in a way that I want to. So anyway, those are 3 different variations of a supported one arm rear delt fly. I hope you give them a go. I hope you enjoyed the video, and just make sure, like, you know, if you're not already subscribed to my YouTube video, which I know many of you aren't subscribed to this YouTube video and you just kind of watch every now and then. If you don't want to miss out on any of these videos, then please do. I really appreciate your support, and hopefully you follow future workouts and future exercises from me as well.